What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we're doing our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency space because crypto is the biggest opportunity over the next, I don't know if we have a few years anymore at this point, at least 6 months, 6 to 12 months, maybe. We'll see. But welcome along the journey. We're pumped to have you guys. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Corey Geary here, just having a beautiful morning here, being a little bit of a degen with the Sami and drift thing that he's doing. So that's been fun. I'll tell you what, guys, I hate Ethereum. I hate it. I did 2 transactions. It cost me $65. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? Why are we not just on Pulse Chain? So, but anyways, we are going to use crypto as that wealth creation tool, and we're going to use real estate and real world assets as wealth preservation. And we're just going to have a blast doing it and hopefully create some awesome relationships with all you people. And it's just going to be a fun time. So, yeah, quite exciting times in Hexaco, if you ask me. It has been quite the wild ride as far as drama and the soap opera of Hexaco and these last few months. Even though I feel like Pulse has bottomed and we've kind of gone some upward structure, we've done, I feel like, well as far as structure is concerned. And we are still at each other's throats. We are still rugging each other. We are still cursing each other out. We are still having issues with everybody. And in the most recent drama is a freaking Staker app, bro. Like, what's going on with that? Look, here's the thing. I came in the community about, I don't know, it's been a while now. Like, it was before the Pulse X sacrifice, shortly before the Pulse X sacrifice, whatever that was, back in 2021. I don't even.
I guess 21, yeah. I think it
Jeez.
was that summer.
Like, I came in the community, and I remember when I was like getting integrated with Twitter and all the Hexicans on Twitter, like the number one thing they were shilling, or one of the number one things they were shilling, was Staker app, and that's where you go to do your stakes and blah 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 blah. But I found it very conflicting because, like, when I would follow RH obviously then was streaming the weekly, like literally he was weekly at that time. It was awesome. He was about like, the hex.com front end, like I hardly ever heard him, I think, mention Staker app if he ever did. So I was very conflicted. And I remember going to Staker app on my phone. And for one, it was on your phone. I'm like, I can't do this on my computer. Like, I want to do this on my computer. And they didn't really have an option for that. You did that on your phone, and it was not very user friendly. And I just never used it, man. I never used it. I always used hex.com was the front end I liked. I like doing crypto on my computer. I don't want to trust third-party entities. I knew that the Staker app was some kind of, like, I don't know, company that would manage this part of your portfolio. I don't know what it was at the time, but like, I didn't like it. And I knew it was being shielded like crazy, man. What was your experience with it, Dane, when you first looked at it? And if you didn't use it, why didn't you use it?
So 1 second. If you're gonna bridge over, Corey, to do that drift ICO, if you're gonna bridge over, you probably need to do at least $600 factoring on ETH gas fees.
Oh, the
Right?
gas fees, yeah. If
Yeah.
you're gonna come over there, I mean, to make it worth it. I mean, what was your last transaction? Like $70? Or
Yeah.
did you get it in for cheaper? No,
I think it dropped for just a second. I did aggressive. I think I got it through a little bit cheaper, but yeah.
Yeah, it's just not. We got some of our guys in our group participating in the drift ICO. Like I said, this is a lottery, guys. If you're participating in this, we recommend using a condom wallet.
Yep.
A lot of fun. Or it's just a wallet that you're not going to have like all your assets in, that don't have much in it. And I treat it like a lottery. It could go to zero. Like I know if you're following Sami, you've heard him talk. Treat it like a lottery. You can go to zero. Blah blah blah. And put money only you really can lose. Like, that's what this is like. So what I did is I took a lot of my interest, like from like my liquidity providing, from my liquid loans. I'm earning all that passive income. I just took that. And that was going to be my initial ICO, but then they didn't do Pulse Chain. So I had to do some Ethereum, and then I'm just going to replace that Ethereum with some of my yield from Pulse Chain. So that basically didn't cost me anything to get involved in this ICO. So it was basically for free for me. Maybe a little bit of headache and a little bit of an ETH from gas. But do not bet your core bags. Do not bet anything, significant in this. It's fun. It's lottery. It's like going to the casino and putting money in a slot machine and pulling the lever and see if it hits something. And if it hits something, then we take it back in the pulse chain. So that's the goal. It's the way I treat all this stuff, including Titan X. I see a Titan X symbol. It's now Brian. He's a Titan X guy. I'm playing the Titan X game, but I'm playing as a lottery. I did not sell my core bag. I'm gonna let all the OG Hexicans keep pumping it, and I'm gonna take profits and go in the pulse chain.
Right.
So, thank you for growing my pulse bag, Titan X guys, and
right.
and I'm hoping Drift will do the same with my little investment. I didn't do much,
Yeah,
So.
we'll see. If you did want to come and participate, it was supposed to be you were supposed to use Pulse, but looks like that's
They
not
look
working
great
for
out.
this first round. So you got to be ETH BNB. You put in here what you wanna participate with. If you type in, we should use Sami's code. Shout out to Sami to get a few extra. It's just a really small play, a few $100. So yeah, it's almost halfway full. You can go and check it out if that's something that interests you. But back to Staker app.
And real quick
Just
before you dive in, hold on real quick.
oh yeah.
It's now gets it.
Oh, nice. I
He
like
gets
it.
it.
Like
That's
it.
it. You get it. Play the house money now, and now you're playing the casino. And any more money you make, you can do whatever. Maybe you bring it back to pulse chain. Maybe you don't. I don't know. But that's it. That's the play.
Yep,
Go
I
ahead.
like that.
All right.
That's great. I don't know. Staker app never made sense to me. It didn't work very well. It wasn't user friendly. In my experience, I don't know, I just didn't like it. I thought it was way cleaner just to go and stake through the native Hex website without having to do all this extra stuff. And I never liked it. So I never used it. And like shout out to Richard. He said time and time again, even when you have stuff built by the community, if it doesn't align with the core principles of crypto, and like it doesn't matter who built it, it's probably wise not to use things that aren't in your best interest.
Yeah.
And this is unfortunately a perfect example. So for those of you that are unaware, the soap opera with the Staker app, a lot of people use that to stake their hex. It uses the Gnosis, if I'm not mistaken, it uses the Gnosis safe technology in order to create the stakes. And what they ran into, my understanding, correct us if we're wrong here in the comments, you guys, but my understanding is they have a bug in the code that they can't figure out how to resolve. And so rather than continue to work on that, they filed bankruptcy. They're closing down Staker app support, and there will be a front end on their website or some sort of website where you can go in and try to manage your stakes. But with the bug being there, I don't know if you're going to be able to access any of that stuff. And according to, let me go and find Too Spooky. According to Too Spooky, it sounds like they actually had it worked out, but they went ahead and scrapped it for some reason.
Yeah, and I don't know if you also saw Alex, from Hedron, Alex. He had commented, hey, Staker app or Steph, can you host the open code for us to go in there and do what we want with it? And he basically, and you can look at the comment from Alex, and the guy's like, wow, we'll see, maybe not. We don't want other people profiting from it. That's what he said. He didn't want other people building with it and profiting from it because they couldn't profit from it.
It's just like, yeah, that's stupid.
Wild, dude. I was like, what? Like, just if you're gonna close shop, like host it. Like, Alex is a freaking beast. Like, maybe he can go in there and save the day with it. Like, let him give him a shot with it. Like, he loves giving to the
Especially if
community.
you're closing up shop. Like, there's nothing for you to lose. It makes no sense.
It is wild to me, man. I feel for you guys in our chat, who follow us, who watch our show, who do use the Staker app. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can get your stakes out. Get your stakes out. I like personally the Icosa front end. Now that's what I use all the time because it also reminds me to mint my Hedron. Like you have to, like, when you click to end your stake, one of the options there is mint Hedron. So you're never gonna forget, I should mint my Hedron. Because I did that before. I did it in the past where I ended a stake on Hex.com, and I forgot to mint my Hedron. I'm like, like, and it wasn't a lot, but it's like still, I think it's like maybe $100 worth, whatever it is. Like, but it burns. If you do that, you're like, oh, that's money that I should be holding. And so that's why I like the Icosa front end. It gives me that notif or reminder. So yeah, so I feel for you guys. Maybe you get on Twitter, give him more heat, give him more pressure to allow Alex to do what he wants with it. I think maybe Alex can do some stuff with it. That would be really cool. Alex is a great dev. He's a great builder. So yeah, that's my opinion on it. Yeah, Super Snake, very, very poor business practices. They screwed folks out of some serious rewards as well for onboarding new users. Yeah, that's the crappy part about it. Oh yeah, I heard that like the affiliates, yeah, they weren't paying people the affiliate money because they had an affiliate program. Like I guess what's his face cleaned up or tried to clean up with it. Kareem, he like killed it with the affiliate, and then they wouldn't pay him his money.
I don't think they paid affiliates according to this post. Now I'm just sharing what we're finding on Twitter.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, we don't know.
We don't know all the specifics. But according to heartheads.com is live. No referral payout since 2021, despite community's hard work and onboarding users. Earned hundreds of thousands in fees from onboarding, but zero spend on marketing. Harvested user personal and financial data. Ignored community feedback. On and on and on and on.
That is wild to me.
Yeah, it never worked well. I don't know. Some people loved it. I just couldn't get it to work. Maybe my me being a little bit newer in crypto at that time looks like saved me here since I couldn't figure it out.
It was supposed to be an onboarding tool for newbies. Like that was the use case. You know, the one thing it was good for is one time it did. I don't know if it still does this anymore, but it would tell you if you were to EES your stake exactly how much hex you would get. And so you could use it as just a view your stake. You could enter your stake in. I don't remember how I did it because I did it one time. I went in there and I viewed one of my stakes to see how much I'd get if I EES'd it, like exactly to the dollar amount and the coin amount in hex if you were to go to EES. And it worked well for that. It told you what you would receive. And that's the only place that I've seen or I know of. And if you guys know anywhere different, please direct me. I would love to have that as a tool for any, because obviously I have some stakes and I might want to EES one day. Maybe not. I don't know. But like, it's good to know what you're going to get and receive if you were to EES. And so that's what I liked about it was that functionality. So if you guys know any other places I can go to see where you receive when you EES your stakes, I would like to know and bookmark it. So drop in the chats if you know. But that's what I liked it for.
And I like what Brian's saying here. I liked it for class ranking too. That was useful. I like that as well. I liked it for viewing. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's interesting. Motley in the chat. Where can we get that, sir?
The equation for ESs and Dev Kyle's Hex layman's guide. Yeah, but that's like I just want to push a button. You tell me how much I'm getting if I ES. I'm the layman and I can't even use a layman's guide, Motley. Like, man, let's go.
I think I found it.
Did you? Pull it up real quick. Let's don't be lazy, Corey. Man.
Maybe not. Let's share this. Maybe I found it. Hex Scout has that. Okay, cool.
Oh, Hex Scout's got it too? Okay.
Scout.
Other than that, man, I don't know. I didn't like it. I didn't use it either, man. I didn't. Man, if the thing that really turned me off is when I saw him on a stream one time. I saw him on a stream with like Kareem and I can't remember who else it was. And all he did was talk crap about Alex and Hedron. At the time, I'm a noob, but I loved I loved Hedron at the time. And because I was, I was getting into it at the time, which was the wrong time to get into it, obviously. But right. But like he was in there just talking all this trash and talking about how he's a forever net seller of it, and he was just talking down about it. And the way his attitude came across on screen for me was a complete turnoff.
That was my feeling too. Yeah, and Liam, I think this is a fair take. I think it's not the like it for me. It wasn't that that Steph wasn't a fan of Hedron. It's how you do it, right? So I feel like we're pretty fair on, or we try to be fair on our show, right? Where there's things that we don't like we're happy to say that we don't like them, but we're not on here, like blasting somebody and taking personal shots.
Sometimes I invest in things I don't like.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, AKA tight necks. I don't like tight necks. Right. I invested in it.
Sure.
Because I don't like it.
but like people going on stream and blasting people, it's just like it's a character thing, and I'm with you. Like I'm not. Now Richard does that stuff, and so like you have to pick your shots. But yeah, if you're not a billionaire that's called tops and bottoms multiple times, like you don't have any ground to act that way, in my opinion.
That gives you grounds to talk a little bit of trash.
It gives you something. I'm still not a huge fan, but it gives you something. You know what I mean? Like you've earned your stripes.
Yeah. Openly shit talk about dumping too. Yeah, I remember, and this is about a year, and some of you OGs might remember this. I'm sure Paul Sachs, Motley, and some of you guys who've been around for a while. I remember one night, and I made 50 grand off of this. This was amazing. One night, for some reason, I was watching my crypto portfolios here on my laptop, and this is like a year ago, a year and a half ago. Steph, they confirmed it on Twitter. He pulls his liquidity position out of Uniswap. It was Hex, and it was like a lot. It was a shit ton of money, and he dumped. Like he pulled it and dumped it the same, like literally within 5 minutes. It caused the wick on Hex to touch down to its like, I don't know, like an all-time low at the time, but it was crazy. I bought that low. I bought the low. I saw it like on Uniswap. I had Uniswap pulled open, and I'm watching like the price go flashing in front of me all crazy and dropping. It was like unstable. I clicked buy as quickly as I could. Like I was like, and I bought that dip, and then I sold. Yes, I sold, guys. I do sell. And I sold the local top, and I made 50K off that trade.
Really?
Because of Steph.
Nice. Thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you for your service, sir. And that's not common for me. I'm usually the other side of that. I'm usually the one like loses 50K from the freaking.
I think this is a fair take by Ash. Yeah, like I don't think he's necessarily like this terrible person, but man, your actions speak louder than words. It's the small things, right? It's how you talk about other things that people are building to try to make cool things in the community. It's how you leave when it's time to go, because make no mistake about it, right? Like not everybody's going to be here forever, and that's fine. But it's the way that you leave too. It's the way it's what's that saying? It's the way you do small things, the way you do everything. That's
the
not
way
quite
you do
right.
anything is the way you do
there
everything.
It is.
The way you do anything is the way you do. Like they give examples like if you don't roll up the garden hose after you're done using it, then you're not gonna like do the important stuff in life after to get things done. Like it's a very true statement though. So
yep.
Yeah, I mean at the very least he could have like if they had if that's
with Alex, like you're leaving anyways.
Yeah, give it to
There's
Alex
nothing to lose.
and let him know like what he did to like if he did have some kind of problem solve, he solved the problem with the bug or whatever. I don't know what the exact issue was. Like let Alex know what it is, and maybe he can go and create and do something with it and make it fun. And I don't know, dude. There's just so much.
Well, people are financially incentivized to solve that, right? There's a lot of money locked up in there theoretically, and so like I think somebody would solve it if he was willing to do that.
There's a lot of Hetzikins that got a lot of money tied up in that, man. And I feel for him. Those are all my bros. Like help my bros out. Like,
hashtag never selling. Literally. I do that in jest, you guys. We feel for you. Yeah. Hopefully there will be a resolve. I think Axis's take here is great. in regards to investing in stuff you don't like, you can't dump what you didn't buy. Buying the lows on something you hate will make you love selling it at the top.
I love it. I love it because that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing with some of that stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice trade on Hex, Corey. Yeah, I was at the right place at the right time. Literally had my crypto laptop in front of me and like saw it happen. I took advantage. And then later on, I saw on Twitter they confirmed it was Steph pulling his liquidity and dumping it. I was like, damn, bro. Like way to go wreck yourself. I mean, I'm sure he's fine. I mean, he's probably up like hundreds of X's, but still, like.
Yep, absolutely. Ash has another good take here. Yeah, it's really fascinating to see some guys wash out, and it's fine. Like that's the thing is I think people get real emotional. In fact, it feels a lot like being. That's a funny analogy. To me, it feels a lot like being at church, and people get really like committed to people in the congregation or in the wherever you may be if that's something that you do, and then like. And you see it, and somebody then changes their ways and falls away or goes to a different congregation, and you see it, the ripplings of problems in the original congregation from those types of things. And once again, I think great example here. If that's you in that scenario, then it's an opportunity to take a step back and you say, where did you place your faith? Your faith, you don't want to place it in the members of the congregation. You place it in, in that instance, if you're a Christian, then you place it in Jesus Christ, right? Like, and kind of similar here. Now, once again, Richard is not Jesus, so I'm not trying to draw that parallel. He's not by any stretch of the imagination. But in this instance, like it's the leadership, right? And so you're basing your bets on the leadership, and Richard's still here. Like things haven't changed with Richard, and so like leave if you want to leave. Go buy bonds.
And it's part of, I think, what, where we're at in the cycle. This is going to be the hardest part when you see other things moon and other new shiny objects coming out. And even some of the OGs are capitulating for it. I mean, I was in one of Han's private groups and he was like, hey, he goes, this is what we needed. And this means we are marking the bottom. And he on his private group, he was calling out the OGs who capitulated. I was like, damn, bro. He was calling them out. I was like, I mean, it's his paid private group and there's like 5 people on his Zoom. So like, he don't care, right? And so like he's like, this is what needs to be done. This marks the bottom of the chart. Yeah, like Axis says, go look at the chart. He goes, this is what you need to wash out people who were strong OG believers. The OGs who are strong believers who will live and die by this. You have to see some of those people get washed out for us to move on to its next evolution of the cycle. That's what the way he explained it. And the price chart completely represents that. Completely represents that. So
yeah, Axis isn't wrong. Look at this wick. Zoom.
What is that today?
Yeah, right now. This is the daily. Let's go.
Oh, on Hex.
Oh, this is just barely. Let's go.
Oh man, I would have loved to bought the bottom of that wick. Oh man.
Oh, literally, just barely. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, who's the seller? Do you guys know? Is it Steph?
Probably. Right?
I thought I saw he didn't have another stake coming due to 2030, but he could have wallets that you don't know about. Everyone's got wallets that they don't know that. Not everyone's wallets docs. Yeah, wow. That's on Hex, huh? How's Pulse holding up against all that? It's probably fine. Pulse and yeah, Pulse is fine.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Is it hanging out? Where is let's go see
normal
what's Hex like over on Pulse chain. Let's go look at
09. Is that 98? Is that what it says? Or oh shit. No, look at that.
Oh yeah, they're getting out.
Wow. Someone's wrecking the chart.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably gonna go buy Titan X.
Right, probably. Yep, absolutely.
All right, Steph's making a new token. That's what he said. He had alluded to it a few times on his Twitter that he's coming out with something. So we'll see what that is. Who knows? And then I saw Rags. This is great. Rags the Riches is like, hey, bro, Like you bragged about how you love dumping on everyone's head all the time. Now the community is going to dump on your head when you make your new project.
Well, I mean, like, yeah, it's hard. He's built, like, it just doesn't make any business sense, right? Like, so here's where, now let's say that you have you have no moral compass, right? Like, the way to play that would have been like, oh, you guys, we have this cool new release. It's going to fix everything. And by the way, as a cool appreciation thing to the community, I'm going to be launching this other cool token if you want to come and participate, and then get all the money that you could soaked up in the new token and then not fix the thing that you did. So at least you didn't do that.
Agreed.
But man, like, yeah, it's I'm with Motley on this one. It's dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly probably what he was trying to do. Is because he had mentioned that in his tweet. He's like, well, I don't want other people making profit on this. Reach out to me and we can work. Like, what? Like, what, bro?
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh my gosh. Like well, yeah. We have some interesting characters in Hetzico. That's all I gotta say.
Yes.
We got some cool guys too. We got some really cool guys in Hetzico.
Agreed. What is this dip right here? Oh, it's not a big dip. I've got, so this is, let's go to the, oh yeah, if you go to the daily, so yeah, Hex on Pulse Chain, yeah, it's nothing.
Could be breaking down now. We'll see. We'll see.
It could be. We'll see if it keeps that support there at those levels.
Yeah. If they break structure, Axis could comment on that, I'm sure. If it's going to go lower, or yeah, he shredded almost 1,500 T shares. That's insane.
That is.
But I'm sure. I mean, like, look, he's probably well in the profit on those T shares, and we need that money gone, guys. We need some of this bigger money out of the system to give us new dolphins or whatever we are, coming into the eco, and new guys a shot at creating a little bit of wealth out of this asset class. You need it gone, especially if they're gonna jeet their bags anyways. Like, some of them won't, some of them will, but like, and look, if they held through all this and they're on the other end, and they deserve those multiple X's, but they want to get out now and they're up in profit. Let them get out. They're up in profit. Like, good for them. They did good. That's a win. They won. Let them go and be on their way.
Yep.
Because your time will come. Your time will come too, where you're going to win and you're going to be like, look, I'm out. I'm going to go buy real estate. Peace.
Right. Did you, Corey, did you see the, I thought that was a pretty fair take by Ivan on Tech, or he was talking about, did you see that little clip that Sami made?
Yep, I saw it.
I thought that was a fair take. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm not going to be able to find it fast. That's all right. So we've talked about this time and time again, you guys. So in the end of the day, you only have so much bandwidth to be able to do due diligence and pay attention to a certain amount of assets, right? And when you look at the Richard Hart ecosystem, what has changed? Like, we're still, we're at the beginning of the next bull run for DeFi. All of DeFi is pretty well down still. Like, if DeFi had ran away without us, that would be concerning. But all of DeFi is still way down. None of that stuff is ran, or I should say very little of that stuff is ran super hard. Richard's still here. Richard's still promoting. They're still building. Like, nothing's changed. And so, like, in the end of the day, you got to make your bets and then ride those bets and see if they work out. And I am not real interested in selling here local lows to go and capitulate and put money into things that have already ran, that we're seeing a lot of people do. Take a step back and look at the marketplace and say what's still cheap and what still has good upside in your opinion. And make no mistake about it, we feel really good about the Richard Hart ecosystem. Feel really good about it. You just might have to be a little more patient than some of the other stuff, and that's fine.
Agree 120%. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's fine to go out there and participate in new stuff and other protocols and ecosystems. But in my opinion, it's, you don't sell your core bag, the one that you've been building and believing in and putting all your time and effort to go participate in those things. I mean, yeah, but everyone's got their own, their own thesis, and everyone has their own right to buy and sell whatever the hell they want. That's for sure. Like there should be no like, you know, pointing fingers and like let them go. Like it's their right. It's their money, right? They have the right to invest however the hell they want. If Brizology wants to go sell all his hex and buy Bitcoin, I mean, I would hate it. I like Brizology, and he's a good friend of mine. I like to consider him a friend. He's a Hexican, and it would suck. But you know, it's his right. He can do whatever he wants with his hex and his Bitcoin.
Yep, absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's interesting to like. I think this is a great take. Yeah, but I know what I'm holding exactly, and you know, like things change for some people, and that's fine. We'll see here over this next bull run whether we made the right bets on the Richard Hart ecosystem or not. But man, like you can't tell me Richard is one of the most heavily capitalized founders in all of crypto, even with the SEC on his back. One of the most heavily capitalized founders, period. And you're telling me that he built all this stuff just to go and and do minimal gains, when everyone else would only laugh at him more. Like I just don't see it. I really don't. And he has the money if he wanted to really make it go. And I know like no expectations and all that stuff. Sure, like I get it. But what I do want to bet on is I definitely want to bet on Richard's personality and his ego. That ego is a very important piece of our investment strategy and thesis. And I want somebody that freaking believes in themselves and will do heaven or hell. They're going to make it. They're going to make things happen. And I think Richard is one of those guys. So I think we're going to be fine.
And I look for that in every investment that I participate in, you know, in real life. Like and I know you've heard me say on the show many times, if I'm having a conversation with someone who's doing an apartment syndication, he's doing a money raise, and I'm talking to him and I can see he's soft and I can see he's unsure about what he's done in his past. And I can just tell, like, you know, he maybe you look him up and he's been in other industries and kind of like done other things, but it was not successful. Like you're not gonna invest with the guy. You're just not. You're gonna be like, you know, even though the numbers might be good, like he might have the best deal there could be possibly you ever seen in your whole life, and you're making like 50% cash on cash. There's something retarded, right? Like, but if the guy is like just doesn't bring that confidence and exuberate like complete, like he'll dominate what he's gonna do, then I'm not gonna invest with him. It's just how it goes. I'm not gonna invest in him, man. It's yeah, and you know, if his track record's a little bit on the shadier side, and he's, you know, yeah, and I just there's so many things. And Richard, for me, man, he embodies that entrepreneur spirit, right? Like this is what I look for. You know, he embodies that and that confidence and the arrogance that everyone hates. But once again, you have to let your ego down to see the opportunity. Ego will be the biggest killer of opportunity if you let it. And that's, you know, letting his arrogance or his ego hurt your ego. F that. Let the ego down and learn to make money.
Yep, exactly. Cool, guys. Well, thanks for being on the show today. As a reminder, I see that there's a handful of you guys watching on my YouTube channel. Appreciate the support. If you would please go over and to subscribe. Corey's rebranded our main channel that we're pushing all the traffic to. It's the DeFi Crypto Alliance YouTube show, where we're going to be having everything there over the next couple of weeks. And just make it simple so everybody has a place to come on YouTube. So if you wouldn't mind subscribing over there, we're here to pump everybody's bag. Make it simple. Give you guys the alpha to try to win the game, because make no mistake about it, not everybody is going to win. And we want to try to give you guys the sentiment, the mindset, and everything that you need to try to win the game over the next couple of years. So appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you sub to that. And if you haven't already, subscribe on your way out, like the video, all that type of stuff. We will be here tomorrow for another show. And then off Friday, and I'm going to be off in
we do open mic Thursday then, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Should we do that? That's a good idea.
Yeah, we can do open mic Thursday to sell the week off. Yeah, Dane will be traveling the world starting Friday. It's going to be really cool, down to South America, and he'll be gone for 10 days or so. It's going to be fun. And so, yeah, make sure to tune in tomorrow, guys. We'll do open mic Thursday instead of open mic Friday. And then one thing I'd add about like we want to be the ones, you know, to kind of bring the information, cut through the narratives, and also when it comes time of taking profits of what you're going to do with that money, like you know, you can keep your money in crypto and you can go ahead and follow the narratives of never selling, hashtag never selling. I'm not doing that. I'm going to be putting my money into real world assets. And so like, we'll be talking about a lot more of that stuff as the time is coming along into the future when we're kind of exiting the marketplace and what we're doing with our money, what assets we're getting into. And so it will be a nice combination of crypto and real world assets of just investing it all the way around. And so it's going to be a fun journey because we mean it when we say we want to use crypto as a wealth creation tool and then use real estate as a wealth preservation tool. And we're not done with either asset class when we're all in on one. Like right now, we're all in crypto, but we're not done with real estate. And then it's going to be a time where we're going to be all in on real estate, but we're not done with crypto. That it's just meaning we're playing the cycles for the most part and trying to preserve some of that wealth. And so, yeah, that's all I got to say. And tomorrow, come on for Open Mic Thursday.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys then.
Peace, guys.